Hey buddy, it's John with Planet Tech, and today we're going to be going over kind of actually getting into the game creation. So we have the game level, which you could totally modify and everything. And this is the blend file, so you are going to need Blender, a 3D modeling platform, but it's totally free and it's more of a module building set. I have this basically a pile of these 2D, not 2D, but 3D planes. So they're all flat, and you can just literally just kind of like build like just kind of like duplicate them and create your little level. That's what I'm actually doing right over here. Is creating a level, which we then export to Copper Cube. So in the actual game engine, here it is. Here's our actual game level. Yes, I was kind of lazy and decided to leave this here. This is just a doorway, and I was like, whatever. I haven't added actual doors, and we're missing a section of L wall right here, but I want to actually build something kind of like interesting over there, so I decided to just leave it blank, and it's not actually going to hinder this tutorial. Also, this might be a little different because I might be, instead of doing like another video, I may just fade it out and then fade into me doing something else, like a continuation. So this may be a 20-minute video, or this may be a 40-minute video, depending on what we do. Alright, so we have, basically, if you ever played or watched Doom Resurrection, or Doom 3 Resurrection for mobile, it's basically just on iOS, or the Rage iOS game, we're kind of going for that, but more of the, instead of us being on rails, we're going to be able to move around and shoot bad guys and talk to characters. So that's basically what we're doing. Also, the link to the textures is down below. It's a guy named Philip. These are all open source textures. So yeah. So we have a nice little like hangar bay. Then we have like a little hangout area, little info box is going to go over here. And then we're going to have like a little info area over here where the guy over here tells you where you need to go. And then over here is where you go more into the actual research station. You have some lab, maybe some like, not really labs, but like computer offices and everything. And then you're actually going to go over here where there's actually going to be a doorway. I'm going to cut that into the wall a little bit later. And then you're going to go talk to your commanding officer or boss or deal with some zombies. But mainly this is going to include some stuff. People were talking about how do I import, static objects. Well, we can do that real quick. I can just click right and go insert and go to static mesh or animate mesh, or I can go over to file and go to import a static 3D mesh from file. And we can do that right now and just import an imp and then drag him down to the floor. So his feet are going to actually touch the floor, and then we're going to size them up. I already know this is going to be a 3.2, 3.2, 3.2. Boom. There you go. That's our character. And then we're going to add a camera. So scene, camera icon. We're going to select the first person. And there we go. Publish. Again, exe for executable, but we're actually going to be exporting this over to Android. Maybe it's a little bit big. It's a wee bit big. Maybe we'll go back down to 3.0 on all of them. Only 2.3, 2.3, 2.3. Actually, that may be it. Alright, there we go. Boom, there we go. We got the correct size. We got our doorway. This is an air vent. I may increase our character size a little bit. Again, info guy is over here. He's typing away on his computer, and then he tells you where to go. Again, like Doom. A hallway. Not really a storage area, but there's going to be some like boxes over here. Again, a computer panel that says blah blah blah. And the landing bay where there's going to be some guys talking, and then you go to another guy and it's like, hey, you need to talk to the info dude. Again, just like Doom. And again, that's a little offset. Okay, I need to fix that. Put some doors, put in a wall. That's our character, our bad guy. Go through the door. Go through another door. And then there's going to be a door over here. And then you load into the actual scene where you go through a little bit more of the building, but then go to the commanding officer and he tells you blah blah blah, kill zombies, blah blah blah. So this is kind of like a pretty much a full scene. This is more like the docking bay and like the right before you actually get into the actual station. So how do we actually like export them? So I'm just going to do this with one of these objects. So I'm going to click right on one of these. We're going to go to File. We're going to go to Export. Export OBJ. F is my USB drive. And I'm going to say door _2 since I already have one called _1. Export, copy the image. So when the game engine imports it, it says, hey, I understand that you have an image with you. And then we're going to go back to the engine. We're going to import that object, and then it can import these file formats. So I'm just going to leave it right there for a moment. Okay. And import OBJ2. It's OBJ2, but it's really, really small. So we're actually going to size it up 10 by 10 by 10. And then what we're going to do is sometimes it's not center. Modify center pivot point. And go to the object. Boom. There we go. Here's our door. All we need to do is go to Materials, Advanced, Double-sided, so that it has the other side also visible. And we'll just make this a door. So let's go over here. Go to Attributes. We're going to go to Rotation. Go 90. Boom. 90. Oh, wrong side. 90. Okay, we'll rotate it this way. So I'm going to take it, every side has to be 90. Okay, there we go. So it's minus 90, 180, 90. Then we're going to size the door down a bit so that it'll actually kind of like fit. Right in the center. And then close it. There we go. So we now have a door. And if this engine did glow maps, I would have these doors glowing, because that'd be kind of cool. And then what you can do is just copy and paste, move this door right over here. And then we got one more. Right over here. And set that to 180. And then move. And then this one is scaled down a bit. So we're going to have to take this door, scale it down just a bit. Okay, so this is sci-fi. We got the sci-fi doors. And we got another door over here. This is more like insert, import a static mesh, door 1. Again, we're going to size this up. 3 by 3 by 3. And again, it doesn't seem to be where the actual 3D object doesn't seem to be where its center point is. So we're going to make sure that it is modify selection and then center the point, and then double click and say okay, it's over here. Now what we want to do is take said object and move it to where the door is going to be. Make sure that the materials are set to double-sided. Right next to the door, and then it is lined up with said door, and then we size it. A little bit big. There we go. That might do it. There we go, that's our door. That's our other sci-fi door. Okay. Now, we're going to mess around with setting these doors up to move, and then what we're going to do is then animate our little imp character, so when we go near him, he's going to react and actually throw fireballs or whatever we're going to have him throw at us, so we can have some sort of enemy. So to have the doors move, and actually I just need to clone this one more time. Copy paste, and there you go. And then this will take a different door. I'll patch this up. This isn't like 100% done. Going to play. set up a size comparison between us and the door. So yeah, we're gonna definitely fit. And then we're not gonna, we may be a little bit small. Oh, still work though. Okay. So to have basically the door open when we go near it, we're going to, remember one side is going to be a dominant side of the door. You can't just, this is kind of weird because if I were to click on something else and try clicking on the door, it wouldn't register it, so you have to go check out the other side, because remember, we just basically flipped the texture. We didn't make it, hey, you know, this isn't like a cube where you can click all the sides. It's kind of weird. So we have this, and then what we're going to do is go to behavior, and triggered by events, proximity to something. And the radius is going to be 40? Yeah, that's about good. Enters radius, current active camera, and we're going to set, is this going to open up or down? Well, it's going to have a roof, so we're not going to see it go up. Boom. We're going to go to attributes, we're going to go to position, we're going to copy that, then undo, go back to behaviors, action, click plus. We're going to go to, let's see, change the position of the scene node. Move animated, move position, again paste information there. And you can always say current item selected. Again, it's going to be door 3. So you just go back and say, hey, you know, I want it to just be door 3. Okay. And then what we need to do then is copy its selection as it is right now. Go to behavior and go to behavior triggered by something on proximity to something. Current active camera, leaves radius, action. We're going to say change the position of it. Again, it's going to be select, it's going to be door 3. We're going to paste where we want it to be. Move, yes. And then that's going to be 40 also. So if we play this, it's going to open, and then it's going to close. Okay, doorways don't work because we have physics on. Only collision. It's kind of sad. When physics is enabled, you can't have like doorways. It's weird. I've been arguing with the creator of the game engine on why it does that. He said he'd fix it. And I guess it's on the fix report. There's our door opening. And then closing. It used to jitter, and now it just stays until you leave. Still jitters, because we're right on the outside. So we're not in, but not out. And sadly, you can't just copy this code. Well, you can copy it. You just have to modify it slightly. Modify selection, copy behaviors of this node. And then what you have to do, I want to copy the position. So copy this. And then what I'm going to say is, hey, I want to copy this code, paste behaviors, but on behavior, leave radius, we're going to change its position. Okay. And then when it's open, we're going to change its position. Okay. We're going to do it in this door. So again, copy its position, its closed position, and then its opened position. And then you gotta do this for every single door. And then we'll do with this door. 5 it's sliding. Modify selection, paste. Attributes, copy, we'll just have it sideways, attributes, copy, okay. So at this point all the doors should open and close for us. Again, that was a little bit of work. Normally they would, in some other engines, they would just be like, hey, you just moved it. We just copy the code where it just says move up so much. So wherever you moved it, it would just say, hey, we're just going to move up the same amount that you moved the other guys up in these new coordinates. But again, this is a newer engine and it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but again, it does the job. And then we have this door over here. Move sideways. And again, what we can do, polygon editing, select triangles, is to select said triangles of this door. I don't think it's actually going to work. Create a new mesh from object selected. That's actually something we could do. Boom. And then extracted mesh, modify, center pivot point, select object, and then here is our new door. But what are we going to do with this door? Actually, as soon as I say it, we're going to hide the door. Well, we have another doorway. We're going to hide the door. So we'll just make this 6 by 6 by 6. Move it up against that door. Kind of really close. So what happens is it hides the door when it moves. Or it's supposed to. But that's another way we can extract the mesh from like the wall. Say like you wanted another one of these computers, you would just select polygon select and then duplicate the mesh and then place them everywhere. So we have our scene now. Now we're going to, and we have working doors. Now what we're going to do is implement our little imp dude is now, who's over here, we're going to have them animated. So we're going to go over to Mixamo, which is a freebie 3D animation suite from Adobe. So you just go over there, you create an account, and you say, okay, I want to do all these characters. You can import the guy here, animate him, and then export him, and then import him into the game engine. So that's actually what we're going to be doing. So I think we're going to fade out and go over to that. So see you in a second.